The film opens in 1991 in media res, with emergency services responding to a call from a young girl. She sounds panicked and screams about her brother Antonito, and something coming to get him, before the call cuts off. Now the story of the film is shown from 3 days back. The film's main character, Veronica, is a 15-year-old girl living with her mother and 3 siblings in an apartment in Madrid. Their father recently died and their mother works long hours at a bar to support the family, leaving Veronica in charge of her younger siblings. On the day of the solar eclipse, her teacher explains how some ancient cultures used eclipses to stage human sacrifices and summon dark spirits. All the students gather on the roof of the school to watch the eclipse. But Veronica, her friend Rosa, and their classmate Diana go into the basement to conduct a seance using a Ouija board. Veronica wants to reach out to her late father, and Diana wants to reach out to her late boyfriend, who died in a motorcycle accident. The Ouija board responds right away, but Rosa and Diana pull their hands back when the glass cup becomes too hot to touch. Veronica's hand remains on it, and at the moment of the eclipse, the cup shatters, cutting her finger and dripping blood onto the Ouija board. Veronica becomes unresponsive, whispers something, and suddenly makes a monstrous scream. After passing out, Veronica wakes up in the school nurse's office, who tells her she probably passed out from iron deficiency. Veronica begins experiencing paranormal occurrences. She is unable to eat her dinner, as if an invisible hand is preventing her. Claw and bite marks appear on her body, and she hears strange noises. Looking for answers, she goes back to the school basement and finds the school's elderly blind nun, whom the students call Sister Death. The nun scolds her for doing something so dangerous and explains that the seance attached a dark spirit to her. She needs to protect her siblings. The nun tries to compel the spirit to leave her, but nothing happens. Veronica creates protective Viking symbols for the children to protect them from demons. She tries to help Lucia when the spirit is strangling her, but Lucia says that it was Veronica who was strangling her. That night, Veronica dreams that her siblings are eating her. She wakes up to find that she's on her first period. As she scrubs her mattress, she finds burn marks on the underside. Later, she finds on each of the kids' mattresses a large burn mark in the shape of a human body. Veronica goes to Sister Death for advice. The nun tells of how she used to see dark spirits when she was younger and intentionally blinded herself in an unsuccessful attempt to stop the visions. Sister Death tells her that she can force the spirits to leave by doing what she did wrong. Veronica knows that it is important to say goodbye to the spirit at the end of the seance. After going to a party at Rosa's house, she asks Rosa and Diana to help her hold another seance, but they refuse. Rosa reveals that, at the seance, Veronica whispered that she herself would die in 5 days. Desperate, she decides to hold the seance with her young siblings. She tells Antonito to draw the protective symbols on the walls, but he flips to the wrong page and instead draws symbols of invocation. When she tells the spirit goodbye, it refuses. She calls the police as the spirit snatches Antonito. She tries to grab him back and escapes along with Lucia and Irene. However, when she gets to the exit, she sees in a mirror that she is not actually holding Antonito, but just imagining it. She returns to find her brother hiding in a closet and calling her name. She finds him and notices he won't go with her. Veronica looks at herself in the mirror and sees the demon, realizing she has been possessed by the demon the entire time and has been harming her siblings under its control. She attempts to end the possession by slitting her own throat, but is prevented by the demon. When the police come in, they see Verena being attacked by an invisible force and that her body was in the air. The medics carry her and Antonito out while a detective observes the scene. As the detective watches a framed photograph of Veronica suddenly catch fire, he is informed that Verena has died. 5 years later, in 1996, he reported unexplained paranormal activity having occurred in Madrid. It is explained that the movie is based on the true events of the first police report in Spain where a police officer certifies having witnessed paranormal activity. And the movie ends here.